This goes out to my college kids. The school since kindergarten, but they still hungry for knowledge. Kids, the ones that took out loans because they can't get by with scholarships and probably got as much pages as they have Twitter followers. This goes out to my college kids. School since kindergarten, but they still hungry for knowledge. Kids, the ones that took out loans because they can't get by with scholarships and read as many pages as they have Twitter followers. This goes out to my college kids, to any penny pinchers that be inching it through. Man, we always go to class, fingers in our grass, and we try to join a frat, but we got work in a few. Yo, how many of you guys feel that? You guys feel that? Yeah. All right, cool. All right. It's rough going to college, you know? It's like a really tough thing because you're trying to like work at the same time. You got like papers to do. You got your own work to do. It is not an easy thing. So I congratulate everyone right now doing college and work at the same time. So clap it up for anyone who's doing that out there. It is not an easy task. All right, get the poetry started. 6 shots of Hennessy, pour me a shot of ginger drink. I'm risky with my whiskey. Vodka ought to be the remedy, a mad dog drinker. Bacardi is a part of me. Martinis when I'm proper. I'm a poison sipping prodigy. Mr. Liquor, Jack Daniel mixture. I'm filling up my fifth while your liquid's at the rim. Who am I? I am my brothers, my father, my mother's mother, and my father's father, and my son or daughter to possibly come. An alcoholic. A disastrous trait passed down from generation to generation like obituaries down church pews, and I'm scared that that obituary might become mine one day. Because at the rate at which things are going, as long as the juices are flowing, I'll be another empty bottle on the shelf of dismay, just like my grandmother, just like my grandfather, just like my auntie, who I once crowned royal. As bright as a supernova dancing through the sky, now Sky Vodka and Crown Royal have dimmed her intelligence to an insignificant moonshine, barely peekabooing through an arbor mist. She sits punch-drunk at the end of a long line of beer cans, waiting to be tipped over like a domino effect. See, we've called 911 for you more times than sinners have called on God, and I hate that every time I see you, you're sober enough to slur your words, but too drunk to stand up. This readily accessible poison is going to take my whole family out, because see, there's 99 bottles of Fam on the wall. 99 bottles of Fam. You take one down, pass it around until there's no more bottles of Fam on the wall. And the devil's just another bartender behind the counter asking us to pick our poison. So why break bread with the enemy when you can sip liquor with him? He knows we're loyal fans of our rum, as if we were rum members, but most of us can't remember anything because our memory's been smeared off. Incarcerated by the laws of inebriation, have our minds locked in brain cells, and I cry Remy. And every shot of tequila is like they're taking shots to kill me, and I just wish that I were bulletproof. Can't you see what this is doing to me? Can't you see that there's more of me missing than there is left? This poison from my alcoholic bloodline is going to flood my arteries and rupture the walls of my inner being that you could so easily see if you removed your beer goggles and looked at me. It's evident that there were never loopholes in my family. Just places where the toxin burned our flesh, holding our hearts together. This addiction has us under a spell, so I guess you can call it hypnotic. Because when the elders set down their bottles, you'd come right behind and swallow up what's left until every drop of their spirit burned the bottle dry, and I'm tired. Of burying the hollow corpses, I'm trying to recycle the glasses of their souls. I'm tired of letting Mother Earth adopt my family members. So I'd like to call a toast. And clash glasses to everyone who's known a soul who shoved their life inside a bottle like a message and let a wave of death carried off into an endless Hennessy. This is for you, a beverage I won't consume. Cheers. That one's always awkward to do in a bar, you know? Because you got everybody over here like, go put that in your purse. He's looking at me. Go try to do something with the pour. Do you? I'm just saying, don't like hide your drinks, it's all right. So this last one I'm gonna do before I wrap it up. This one's for all the mothers out there, because no one's lovelier than the ladies, because honestly, y'all do stuff I wouldn't even dare to do. Wiping babies, giving birth, I'm cool. So, specifically this one goes out to my mother, so here we go. Mom, I got you lilies for Mother's Day. Because throughout my development, it's been evident that you've been a champion at growing things. From children, to flowers, to blooming ideas, to growing happier when the other three grow in complete tandem. You have a knack for shining light on the dormant moments in everyone and make my wilted spirit photosynthesize. In a nutshell, you are my sunshine. The ray of light that warms the winters in my chest and has been ever since I was just a sprout of agriculture. And if there's one thing I wish I inherited from you, it would be your green thumb. Because I am no champion at growing anything. I do okay with plants, and I try to grow ideas, but it seems this world has a persistent tendency to restrict those roots from stretching. But every day through those restrictions, I seem to grow wiser, and if Mother Nature would allow for it, I'd spread the seeds of knowledge you spew like pollen until the day my carbon carcass lays beneath pounds of soil to return to this earth next to doubts and dirt and birth mere words of mine that resembles anything as relatively intellectual as your thumbs are. I know these silly lilies won't make your difficult days any easier. And to be honest, I wanted to get you mums, because I felt that it'd be cheesier. And from this day forward, if anyone were to ask you your best attributes about you, just give them one of these. Tell them these 2 non-fingers alone have harvested over 10 children. Some from the womb, direct fruits of her labor. Others you dug up and placed into the safer garden of your home like a Mother Teresa of botany. Tell them these thumbs have held the last breath of your husband. Tell them these thumbs are the reason your son flowered. Tell them these thumbs have planted the most beautiful arboretum the world has ever seen. You always said that rule of thumb, beware of the snakes, but be careful because the smallest aphids are just as dangerous, Mom. I got you lilies, because I wanted you to know exactly what it feels like to make a not-so-dandelion feel like a sequoia in both the drought and monsoon seasons. I want you to feel that every blade of grass you encountered from past pastures was a direct result of your fertile soul. I want you to know that the Garden of Eden was created from the greenhouse warmth of your embrace. And one day, I want to give you something back. Mother's Day is such a crappy holiday, because it conditions us to feel that women like my mom should only be celebrated like annual marigolds, when in reality, they should be exalted like perennials, Russian sage, veronicas, irises, daffodils, and lilies. Mom, I know these aren't the most expensive floral selection that a man can find, but judging by your flawless and perfect history, I'm more than positive that you can make something out of it.